Hey guys, I don't know if this is part 3 or part 2 or what, but we're doing the motor. Um, you can see where it's shorted out. The white and the yellow are totally toast. Uh, just pulled all the wires through and I honed this out a little bit. The phase wires, or the hole wires, the only one that's got a little wire hanging out of it is the green one. But I think it still works because, like I said, I tested the motor when I came home and it was still working. So what I'm going to do is strip the end. We'll just tone it out with the voltmeter just to make sure that it's still making contact. And then we'll just put some a little bit of heat shrink tubing around it to protect it from shorting again. Yay, I grabbed the wrong ones. This one, I don't know why these are even hanging up. Some tips missing from them. Those are the alligator clips. Gotta repair the other ones. Okay. Green. And it's good. Move it around. No problem. Yep. Alright, no problem there. But we'll have to see if we have anything thin enough to go on that. Still be able to pull it through. This one looks pretty thin. The other ones are good, so I'm not too worried about those. Okay, just worried about this one little piece of wire hanging out, touching the motor. So we'll put that on there. Should do it. Oh, didn't take. There's tight now. Okay. Some other things I took care of before we rewire this is this side here had this really thick piece of glass tubing on the where the star and delta comes together, and that was actually rubbing. That's been rubbing forever. The thing is, the cord, when they design or make these motors, they use the string to hold the windings from moving around. In this area here, I guess it was binding that to the windings, and it wore through the string. So this was actually flapping around, and luckily that didn't wear through and rub on the casing and short out. But I ended up tying it up with a rubber piece of thin wire, and then I used some shoe glue around it to keep it from moving around. I don't think it's going to stick out further than anything else. Guess we'll find out, won't we? Let's strip these wires. Oh, this is the other problem I found. I don't know if you can see this, but I didn't get the shrink tubing up high enough, and this winding here and this winding here were actually touching the very end. They were touching the metal the whole time. So I'm surprised they didn't wear through and short there and there. So I lucked out there too. But just gotta cut this off here. Other than that, I'm not complaining too much. I mean, it's lasted about 10 years. Well, 6 or 7 years anyway. I'll try and keep the colors the same, like white on white. The only thing I don't have is green and yellow, so I'm not too sure how the faces are going to line up when I put it back on the bike. It might not work properly. I'll have to change it around. Because on the bike I have it labeled. That way I don't have to sit there and guess what is what. Which usually takes up a lot of time. Okay, so this one we're going to run some more. Once we get that off, we're going to get some more heat tubing and run it right to the end as far as we can. Because it's right up on the lip of the stator there. So we'll start with the white. I don't think this soldering gun's going to be hot enough to heat that up. I might have to do this outside. You know what? We're going to do this outside. I'm going to use my gigantic soldering gun. And we'll take the wire outside. This one's way too stiff for what we need. So we'll be using orange, red, and white. And we'll have to figure out which colors are what. Very large, comically large soldering gun. This thing pretty much will melt anything. Alright, let me take you outside. This is good stove wire. See how thick the wire is on the inside. It's very stiff, rigid. Hot enough yet? Yeah, we're getting there. That's one of the reasons I want to do it outside. It stinks. Okay. Let that cool for a minute. It's hot. It's got to be something that'll go over the end. It's crimped on the end. I don't want to cut that off because it helps hold the strands together. versus just the solder. And that would probably work. We'll get to straighten it out a little bit more than that. Yeah, that'll work. This is just to go to the end to protect the windings from touching the stator, like that. And then we'll just wind this on the end. I guess we could use the same color. There, like that. Yeah, this wire is really rigid, which is good. Oops. Great, that's not going to work. I'm going to have to tape it. Oh well. I'm not going to. Usually use double the size of that anyway. We'll just tape it. Shrink that down a bit. Don't have my lighter out here. But we'll tape this one. We'll leave a little bit hanging there. There. I usually glue it down, but I like to leave a little bit hanging it, not leave it super tight. Okay, so next one's going to be red. These wires here, usually on the stove, are the ones that go right to the element, so they can take the heat. I don't know if it says it on it. 125 Celsius. That should be more than enough. Now this is going to be time consuming. I'll bring it back when I get this all done. Nice try there, buddy. Get back. No, those are good. Keeps breaking off. We can try another method here. It's called I got some extra wire method. There we go. Take that. Good enough. It's too thick. I'd say wrap it, but it would just unwrap. Screw it. I'll do it later. We're going to glue it. And there we go. The wiring is done. You can see the stator here is still wet. I got another can of paint coming to give it a couple of coats. This was just a quick coat, just to see how it turned out. And it looks pretty good. It sticks to the cardboard, so it pulls the paint off, as you can see. So I'll be giving it a few more coats before we start lacing it up. But that's about it for this one. That's with stove wire. I think we're going to have a problem with that. I don't know where the electrical tape is, but once I find that, we'll tape these down and glue them down so they don't move around. That's about it. Like I said, I'm going to get some hard wire and bring it around there just to hold this down so it doesn't move around. Everything else is pretty much solid. This is your fans. This is your hulls, all been toned out and tested. The green that was shredded a little bit is wrapped. And then your stove wires, which actually were cut off here, so that gives us a little extra to join them together. So that's it. Let's see, I guess log number 3, and we'll finish this and get it laced up. Later, guys.